Oh, you're gonna go on the other side.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Are you Mark?
Yeah, that's me. You're Amy?
Yes. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. How you doing, Amy?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah, it's cold, isn't it?
It's freezing and my feet are cramping and
It's
I'm putting a mask
freezing.
on just because I've been fighting cancer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Not because I'm worried about being sick.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay, thank you. It's been 2.5 years.
It's been already 2.5 years?
Yep,
Oh, you're
I
a
had-
tough one.
I had pancreatic.
Pancreatic. Oh,
The worst
that's
one you can get.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
The stomach?
The pancreas.
That is a
Behind the stomach.
after the stomach.
But
eh?
it makes you absorb everything and digest food in the stomach.
Oh, really?
And
And so that's great. So what is your expectancy?
no, people don't usually get as far as I have.
Wow, you have a secret.
God.
Very
God
healthy.
and stubborn.
God and stubborn. I like that.
My father died from it 30 years ago on Monday.
Oh,
So if you find it early, they can work with you. If they find it late,
yeah.
it's a very short illness, like months.
Like months even.
Patrick Swayze from Dirty Dancing died
Uh-huh.
from it.
Oh, really?
Michael Landon from Aretha Franklin.
Is there a recovery possible?
It's very hard.
It's very hard.
Yeah, I had surgery on they took out half of my stomach, my gallbladder, my half my pancreas, half my small intestines, half of everything inside.
Wow.
And then I had 1 year of chemo and
A
3 months.
year of chemo.
Yes, every other week. And
Wow.
and then they had 3 months of radiation and
Wow.
lung surgery also because it went to my lung.
Wow. You're a living miracle. You are.
I am, thank you.
You are.
It's been hard. It's been a nightmare, but it's
Is it still worth it?
yes.
Being
I'm
alive?
not ready to give up.
There you go. Wow.
I'm not giving up.
You're not.
No. I have a wonderful family and
Oh, bless you.
I'm just yeah.
You're blessed.
So, do you like driving
Yeah.
for
I love it.
Lyft?
I love it. And I was gonna ask you if you mind
No.
me publishing the ride
Oh my
to
God.
YouTube.
Oh,
I have a YouTube channel.
You have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, I publish my rides to YouTube of those people that like me doing it. If you say no, I prefer not, that's
what,
fine too.
What do you ask? What kinds of questions?
Nothing, just this. Just talk.
Just-
I think you're amazing as it is there.
Have you already been recording it?
Yeah, it runs all day. It's
Ah.
also for my safety.
Good for you.
But it's like I don't really need it for my safety because everybody's friendly.
That's good. How did you decide to
but,
be a driver?
You know, the rent went up.
Yes, I do know that.
This is Naples. The rent doubled overnight, and I had to come up with a quick solution. And I thought, I like driving. I like being out of the house because I sit in the house. My main job is IT, behind the computer all day, which is sort of boring. And I like meeting people.
Good
So
for you.
yeah, I liked it. And but then this becomes a little boring in a way, and so then I started a new project, which is
Recording.
the YouTube channel. Yeah.
That's
And-
really wonderful.
You know what it does is it makes me more aware of the passenger also, because I have to pay attention. Like when there's no camera and there's no microphone, yeah, you know, it's like it's different. And I like to, yeah, how do you say that? Anyway, yeah, I'm always
very
amazed
nice.
by people, and I like sharing that.
How did you pick Naples to live in?
Oh, so there's a bird here somewhere. There's a bird on the road. Okay, so how did I pick Naples? I wanted to be in Miami because Miami is the cheapest to fly to my children in the west of the U.S. And then my wife's Haitian. We need to go to Haiti, and I'm from the Netherlands, and we need to go to Europe. And
The
Miami.
Netherlands are beautiful. I was there
Thank you.
4 years ago.
Oh, you were 4 years
Yes.
ago. Yeah. Did you see Amsterdam?
Yes,
Did you like it?
it was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
But the bicycles go zipping by.
Yeah.
And you don't get any warning that they're going to
No.
zip past you. But it
That's-
was beautiful.
I think there's more bicycles than cars in Amsterdam,
I agree.
for sure. And in a cold climate, but it keeps you warm once you cycle. You have your
You
sweater.
don't want to go any other way.
It's true.
What?
It's a healthy lifestyle.
Yes.
But where are you from? Are you from Naples?
Baltimore, Maryland.
Baltimore, Maryland. Well, I
Up
haven't
on
been
the
there
East
yet.
Coast, but
Uh-huh.
mid-Atlantic.
It's above New York still, right?
No, it's below New York.
And below New York.
Below New York. So it's above Virginia and Washington,
Oh.
D.C. Then it's the next area.
That's Maryland, and then it's New York.
Then
yeah.
Delaware.
Oh.
Then New Jersey.
Oh.
And then New York.
Oh. I need to drive over there one
Originally,
day.
I was born in New York.
So now you live full time here, or
No,
you
Maryland. We're just
Okay.
down here for a meeting.
for a
My
meeting?
husband came for a meeting, and because I was sick for 2.5 years, I'm just beginning to be stronger. So we wanted to do something together.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So this is a special trip for you. I'd say. Then coming to Florida is beautiful.
It's a little chilly.
Today it is.
Yeah,
It is freezing, yeah.
Yes.
Especially for Floridians. So did you visit the beach?
No, because
No.
everybody says you can't walk on it because of all the debris, because of the storm. So
well.
I didn't, which
Yeah.
is sad for me because I love walking around the beach. In
You can.
you can.
Yeah, you can, but it's good to have good shoes with firm soles. I wouldn't do it barefoot, maybe.
Right.
Although you can still like the waterline, but today's a little chilly for that.
Right.
I love to walk the beach on the waterline. You know,
Mhm.
touch
I
the
do that in
ocean.
New Jersey.
Yeah.
So, was it horrible during the hurricane?
You know, I left for Miami because I saw this thing coming, and I thought, no, I'm not gonna wait for this. I don't know what's coming. It was my first time in a hurricane, and so
Smart.
yeah, we left for Miami. I stayed there for a week. Then we came back when power was restored.
Did you
and
have damage to your place?
No, we were fine. The second
Oh,
floor
that's wonderful.
apartment. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. We were very lucky, but big parts of Naples were hell. They were like, wow, it wiped out so many people.
I know. Friends of my parents were driving me around yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and we drove, I think, in a different direction. But they were showing me how the first levels
Mm.
of many condos are filled with mold and look severely damaged.
Yeah, salt water is horrible for homes. I never knew, but
Yeah,
makes sense.
It's not good.
No, it destroys all the electric appliances. It destroys your car. It destroys all
Your
the walls
furniture.
inside.
Right.
Furniture. Yeah, you can throw everything away.
But that just teaches us all how fragile life is,
Yeah.
and how material things are just material things.
Yeah. It's so true. The funny thing is also what I noticed. I've had people in the car crying for losing everything, but I've also had people in the car happy because they were still okay.
Sure, absolutely.
But it's such a different attitude.
Yeah, well,
you know?
that's
It's
the
like-
glass is half full,
Yeah,
versus
exactly.
half empty.
Exactly.
and I
I-
think that's what makes some of us survive.
Exactly. Look at the positive things and that are still there, right?
There were times while I was sick that I was very worried. I was scared.
Yeah.
It was not easy treatment,
Mm.
but I always laughed.
Oh wow.
And I always had my family to help, and friends. I have very, very good friends,
Wow.
and they
I'm so
help me
blessed.
laugh. And that's just so important.
Laugh as in the sense of laughing about your illness, or like laughing as in having good times, making jokes and fun, or how?
A little of both, sort of laughing at myself when I would forget things. The chemotherapy makes you,
Oh,
made me have trouble with vocabulary
okay.
and different words, and I would forget things and I would mess things up. And some of it was frustrating, but it was also funny, the word combinations.
Yeah.
You know,
And you managed to laugh about it.
yes. And the first year I made for my husband for the holidays a wreath for the door,
Mm-hmm.
and I put all the my stomach froze, so I had a feeding tube, and I made the wreath filled with all the feeding tube equipment. And then the second year, after my lung surgery,
Yeah.
I made a wreath for him of all the breathing tube equipment.
Oh wow.
And then this past summer,
Uh-huh.
when he came back again, they put me on another very strong chemo,
Uh-huh.
which made in 4 days all my hair fell out.
Oh,
And I used to have very thick hair.
wow.
So I took
Yeah,
the
beautiful
hair, thanks,
yeah.
and I put it, and I made a wreath,
Mm-hmm.
and I made like a bird's nest at the bottom of the wreath,
Uh-huh.
and I put a fake cardinal in it, and I made the wreath out of my hair the nest out of my hair that fell out.
From your hair.
Yeah, because you have to
Wow.
laugh.
Yeah,
If
but
you
that
don't
is
laugh,
also,
you cry.
it's so powerful. You're laughing.
Yeah.
Also, death in its face in a way.
Right.
I don't know. That sounds morbid a little bit, but it is such a powerful, positive thing. To the way you do that.
And while I was sick,
Ah.
I also had the opportunity to meet very nice people
Oh, yeah.
in terms of the healthcare providers,
Mm.
and my friends all stepped up
Mm-hmm.
and helped, and that's what makes you,
Yeah, that's very special,
it makes you survive,
right?
you know.
Yeah. When people are there for you, yeah.
My husband is wonderful and did everything he could, but I was sick during COVID, so they said no visitors in the hospital.
Mm.
You really, when you went for treatment, you had to go alone.
Alone. Mm.
So it
That was hard.
It was hard.
Yeah, I
was-
bet.
You have to learn to be strong, to be tough,
Yeah.
and to laugh.
And laugh.
You just have to laugh.
That's wonderful. And that is also like, it's such a blessing to have good friends, and I know that good friends, you can count them on one hand
Yeah.
often. It's hard to find good friends. It's
My-
easy to
my
find nice
younger-
people.
Plus, my mama.
Hmm.
My mama is 100.
Oh, really?
She's going to be 101 in March.
Wait a second. Wait. Then, how old are you?
70.
No.
Yeah.
You 70?
Yes. So my
Your
mother.
eyes shine bright like a I don't know, 40-year-old or
Oh,
something.
thank you.
Uh-huh.
So my mother would text me
Mhm.
every morning before chemo or radiation, and she would say, "Shut your eyes
Mm.
and know that I'm holding your hand, and you're not alone."
Aw. Aw.
That was very special. That was very special.
Wow. Can I put that under the video?
Yes.
Close your eyes.
And know that I'm holding your hand,
Uh-huh.
and you are not alone. From a 100-year-old woman. It was a gift from her to me. And every day before they would start my treatments, I would shut my eyes and know that I was holding her hand.
And that's a beautiful one. You have a special mom also.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. She's a tough cookie. Tough cookie.
And so are you. Jeez.
I learned from her.
Yeah.
My friends all say they want to grow up to be like my mother.
Yeah.
She's very special.
But also she understands the power of spirit. Because giving you these words, basically, right? She just gave you
Courage.
this idea.
And she gave me
But
courage.
gave you, a lot of courage and a lot of hope at the same time at that moment that you had to go through something really difficult. You
Yes.
probably really felt your mom really close.
I
and
did.
that, yeah.
And a few months after she was texting me that all the time, I was visiting her and I took a picture of my hand in hers.
Oh, nice.
So in addition to thinking it, I will forever have this picture of us holding hands.
You took a picture of it.
And yeah.
Wow.
I'm very lucky. Very lucky. Is that a good zoo?
It's nice. Is the good zoo? No, zoos are good.
Yeah, that's true. But my children, when they were
But,
little,
I
learned
love
a
them,
lot
yeah.
from seeing animals and seeing different types of animals. But you're right, I didn't like seeing them caged.
That's the issue, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I must be honest that this is a pretty good zoo because a lot of the big mammals, they do have space to walk around, roam around, and I haven't seen a lot of like misbehavior of the animals.
Like pacing back
Like,
and forth.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
I haven't seen that too much in this zoo. It still breaks my heart to see animals caged.
Yes.
But I understand that, for kids also and young people, it's good to have a sense of nature and have a sense of the world around you. And when can you ever see a tiger in its eyes? That's
Yes,
just
that's
only in the zoo.
I
And
have
that's a special thing. Yeah.
I have another gift, not just from my mother, and then my husband. He's a pediatric spine surgeon.
Okay.
So every day that I was in the hospital, and I was in the hospital for a month, he came in every morning and brought me a love letter before he started work. So even though during COVID he wasn't supposed to visit me, he would come in and visit me. And then my daughter thought I was sleeping too much, but cancer patients sleep.
You need
you need to
recuperate.
recover from
Exactly.
the medicines are very strong. But she thought I slept too much. And we had lost our last dog 3 years earlier. So one night on Valentine's, she came in with this little 4-pound dark chocolate, like this, dark chocolate puppy.
Aww.
And I said, that needs to be a stuffed animal. And she said, no, do you want to touch it? And I was like, no, no. And she put him down on the ground and he ran over me. I picked him up and he started licking my ear. So I just started laughing.
Yeah.
She called my husband and she said, look at Mom. And she put me on FaceTime. And he saw this little fur ball in my hands and he said, what is that? And I said, I have nothing to do with this. It was a gift. And he said, are you happy? And I said, yes. And he said, then keep it.
Aww.
And she said the puppy would stay little. He's a 50-pound standard poodle.
Oh,
He's beautiful.
He's beautiful.
He keeps me company. And his name is Hudson River because
Hudson River.
I grew up in New York, very close to the Hudson River.
Oh, really?
And so that's how I named him.
Wow.
And
Aren't dogs amazing? The way they are companions.
such a gift because
They are.
he sits with me, he follows me from room to room, and if I go to sit down because I'm tired from the treatment, he puts his head on my feet. He always wants to be near me.
Yeah.
And it's just wonderful.
Yeah. And dogs so feel your moods, your issues. They don't know it literally, but they can feel that something is up, that things are happening.
Yep.
And they're very careful with our feelings usually. And they try also funny things.
Oh, he's
I
a
bet
goofball.
Hudson did that.
He's a goofball.
He is? Yeah,
Yes. He's a wonderful companion.
Oh.
I'm very lucky.
yeah. Wow.
And he loves my husband and my daughter, and so when she comes to visit, everybody plays with the dog. And my husband every morning walks him, and when he comes home from work, plays with him.
He still works?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're 70, then how old is he?
66.
Oh, he's a little younger.
Yes.
But he still works.
Yes.
He loves his work so much that he
work.
just,
He loves helping children, and he
Hmm.
loves teaching. And so
Teaching? What is that?
teaching.
Oh, it's teaching,
He
sure.
teaches residents, new medical students.
Sure.
He loves it.
Yeah.
And I don't think he'll ever stop.
Oh, wow.
At some point, he stops operating, but he won't stop teaching. He'll always teach.
That's the way to live your life, you know. And bless him that he found his,
Do what you love.
do exactly. And then work's no longer work.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's just a way to be alive,
Exactly.
you know. And wow, I'm so humbled by your story and that you are
Oh, thank
willing
you.
to share all this, and I'm so humbled that you're in my car.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And then I get to publish this. Huh.
Yeah.
I'm the lucky one here.
So how do I see it? How do I?
Oh, so I give you the card, right?
No.
I didn't give you my card yet?
No, not
Mark,
yet.
jeez.
Oh, thank
There
you.
you go.
Driving. Oh, I like that.
And so your video will be driving Amy,
Okay.
and it will be number 100 and something. I don't know. I'm past 100. I'm so proud. And
That's exciting.
tonight or tomorrow or the day after, soon it'll go online, and then it'll probably get like a few hundred views.
Oh,
At
that'll be
first.
exciting. I'll tell my friends to watch it. I have
Please.
friends. They have all taken turns helping me, whether it be walking the dog, shopping, taking me to doctor's appointments,
Wow.
helping me not feel alone during
Mhm.
COVID, so they would FaceTime me
Yeah.
or have Zoom meetings.
Mhm.
So there were 7 of them,
Mhm.
and they formed a group called Amy's Army.
Oh.
And we all went out to dinner last week to celebrate
Oh, really?
end of treatment, and they just are the nicest people. I'm so
Are you
lucky.
end of treatment?
I finished my last chemo and 2 months ago, and I'm
Wow.
getting stronger every day.
Wow.
And so now I just I find out in 2 weeks if it's all worked.
Wow.
So it'll be exciting.
For sure. How special is that, eh? And I cannot even begin to. I
been
don't
a
know.
long
People,
time.
we all walk our own path, but your path sure was steep. Sure was a big mountain to climb, and but you found such good friendships through it, such strong
Absolutely.
bonds that you would almost think that it's worth it.
It has been worth it.
Wow, that is such a
Just-
thing to say.
I have
Mm.
great people in my life.
Mm.
And I
Amy's
hope-
Army.
For 35 years, I've been a volunteer
Mm.
at a summer camp for children with cancer. And so many of those children, or in the past 35 years, are now adults. And they have been cheering me on with texts and phone calls and cards. So
Wait, in the past
35 years
35 years you've been
I've been a
working with,
volunteer.
you've been a volunteer.
for kids with cancer. And so they now give it back to me.
Wow.
It's
What
amazing.
did you ever think that you would end up in a situation like that, eh?
No.
No, of course not.
I didn't.
Mm-mm. It is a tough disease. It is
Yes.
and it has many forms. I've
And
noticed.
you know, the frustrating thing is you ask the nurses and the doctors,
Mm.
how will I feel? What are the steps? What happens next?
Mm.
will I lose weight? Will I lose weight? And they can't really give you answers because each person's genetics and chemical cells, you react differently to
Yeah.
the treatment.
Yeah.
So they can give you a general idea, but not the specifics. And yet we all want the specifics.
Of course. It was such a nice thing of you to do that, to have been working with all these kids
Oh, they're
that have
wonderful.
cancer.
These kids,
Yeah, you have seen them, how they cope with it.
they have been a gift in my life. Kids are not supposed to be sick.
No.
No, kids
True.
are not supposed to be sick. And these kids have taught me how to be resilient.
Wow. Kids are resilient.
Yeah,
They are.
kids are amazing. So you said you have children in the western part of this country?
Uh-huh. Yeah. I have a son, 24, in California,
Uh-huh.
studying music production. And my daughter lives in Colorado.
What part of Colorado?
In Fort Myers.
Okay.
Fort Collins, sorry.
Fort Collins. Okay.
Fort Collins, yeah. She goes to CSU,
Uh-huh.
studying wildlife preservation.
She's studying what?
Wildlife
Oh, good
preservation. Yeah, yeah.
Good
She
for
loves
her.
animals. Yeah. And then we have a 17-year-old still with us. And yeah, we're very blessed.
That's lovely.
Yeah, it really is. It's amazing to see them grow up and to see them, become people are born beautiful, aren't they? But they also grow into beautiful beings.
They do. Our daughter has
Yeah,
grown into quite an amazing
young lady.
adult.
How old is she now?
She's 28,
28. Okay.
and she helped in my health care when I got sick. She was very strong when it was scary, and she worked full time while helping me. And
Oh, that sounds like
had
an
a great
amazing,
attitude.
an amazing daughter indeed.
Very, very special young adult.
You know, family is really the most beautiful thing that is given to us during our lives. It's something we need to treasure,
Yes.
you know, and we don't do that enough. I realize that myself too, because I come from a society in the Netherlands. You know, when you're old, you go to an old people's home, things like that, and everybody's on their own, and the government takes care of you. But maybe it's nice that the government helps you financially, but the government can never replace the emotions of a family.
Correct.
And so we still need each other to be emotionally connected and to have strength like you
Right.
have,
Yes.
you know. And I see that, like, my wife's from Haiti, and in Haiti the bonds are so much stronger between family members, I think, because Haiti is such a difficult country. And
How did you two meet?
oh, at work, basically, I was a volunteer for this non-profit.
Uh-huh.
They sent me, I'm an IT engineer, so they sent me to fix some computers in Haiti one day, and I was in the office in Haiti, and there she was, doing her
meant
thing.
to be.
And it was, yeah. I looked a little too deep in her brown eyes.
Uh-huh.
And I fell in love. I remember asking God, why do I fall in love in Haiti? Of all places. And I traveled a lot in my life. No, of all places, I fell in love in Haiti. And
Why
then,
not?
Exactly. Exactly.
Why not?
Yeah. Well, I was surprised because Haiti is the opposite of the Netherlands, I would say.
Mhm.
We definitely have our issues once in a while. But no, I love
all
her.
relationships do.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
all relationships do.
But you work on it, and how long have you been married?
24 years.
24 years. And then how did you meet?
We both worked in healthcare
Okay.
at Johns Hopkins Hospital,
Oh,
and we both showed up to do some volunteer work on a weekend
oh.
for children.
So then you knew he has a good heart.
And so, yeah.
You looked a little too deep in his eyes too.
Yeah,
At
and
some
vice
point.
versa.
Oh, with your blue eyes, it's easy to look deep in there.
Thank you. He's got gorgeous green, like a
Green eyes.
hazel.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
it's beautiful.
John Hopkins, that sounds like a famous hospital though.
It is.
And you were,
It is.
well, you were doing the cancer volunteer work with the children.
Yes, but I was also doing human resources work.
Oh, okay. Is that your profession?
That, and I was a counselor, and so I did a lot of training, creative problem solving for people, trying to figure out how to make relationships work, communications, and
Wow.
And he was a pediatric spine doctor, so we met.
24 years. That's not too long though. Were you
No.
were you 70?
Feels like it just happened.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Me and my wife too.
How long have you been married?
We've been married 17 years.
Uh-huh.
So you're a little ahead, but yeah, time flies by, doesn't it?
It does.
And doesn't it also go faster as you grow older? You don't feel it like that?
I don't know. I hadn't thought about it. Probably.
Huh.
Probably.
Yeah, sometimes I have
More
that.
enjoyable.
Yeah, I
You know,
agree.
growing up and being a teenager, there's so much angst.
Yeah.
And there's so much, who am I? What am I
Uncertainty,
going to
yeah.
do?
Yeah,
Where
that's
am I
so true, yeah.
going?
Yeah.
At some point, you become actually the driver of your life.
Hmm.
And things fall into place, and it's less challenging, I think.
That's more enjoyable in a way.
Yes. A lot.
Although all the parts of life are enjoyable, aren't they? Like maybe except being, I don't know.
I don't know if they're all enjoyable, but there are enjoyable aspects to the
Yeah.
different phases.
Yeah. So can I ask you another question,
Sure.
Amy? So like, you must have thought about death,
Uh-huh.
but you've stared it right in the eyes, basically,
I did.
and you laughed about it because you made
I wasn't going to let it take me.
exactly. But what do
But
you
that
think
doesn't
about
mean
that?
it wasn't scary.
Hmm.
What do I think about it? I was not ready. I was not interested, and I didn't want to let go of the people I love dearly. So I tried not to think about it. Before COVID,
Hmm.
maybe a year or two before,
Hmm.
I decided it was time to make a will. So I had a will, so I wasn't worried about any of the paperwork or documentation or any of that.
Okay.
And I just kept thinking I was not ready to go.
But you said you weren't ready to give up
Correct.
the relationships also.
Correct.
But you think that once you die that you have to give that up?
I don't think you give them up, but I think they go onto a different level, a different plateau. I don't think I would necessarily feel on a daily basis the warmth of my husband's hug or a kiss before he goes to work or when he first comes home. I don't know whether I would feel that or not. I've never died, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what we know until we get there, and I just know I don't want to go there. Not yet.
That's an intriguing thing to think about and to talk about.
Mm-hmm. It is.
But to me, it's sort of a game to talk about it because, like, I am not facing death in. Then again, we all go, so we all have a right to think about it and talk about it.
But the immediacy of it
Yeah.
is maybe different.
Yeah, that's true. I've also lost loved ones, and it is true that the bond sometimes seems to become weaker. But that's just because life is so distracting.
Mhm.
But the bond is always there, though. I don't
Oh,
think
absolutely.
we lose those bonds.
I mean, I still love my father as much today as the day he died.
Yeah.
But
And I think he feels that.
I hope so. I hope he knows how much I love him.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed this ride very much.
Yeah,
Thank
me
you.
too. Thank you, Amy.
Thank you. This has been very helpful.
And here at the entrance, right?
Yes, please.
Okay.
And then you'll close out the ride.
Yes, I will.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mark. I wish you the best.
Thank you, Amy. It was very nice meeting you.
Have fun driving, filming, and IT.
Thank you. Thank you and thank you.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful stay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
And I love to Amy's army.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.